African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoy, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation on the 12th of January, 2024. During the period from January 6 to January 12, 2024, the armed forces of the Russian Federation carried out 23 group strikes with high-precision long-range air and sea-based weapons, including hypersonic aircraft missile systems Dagger, as well as unmanned aerial vehicles, on Enterprise's military-industrial complex of Ukraine, which produces, modernizes and repairs aircraft, unmanned aerial vehicles, armored vehicles, missile launchers, and artillery systems. Also, points of deployment of units of the Ukrainian armed forces, nationalist formations, and foreign mercenaries were hit. The target of the strikes has been achieved. Over the past week, operational tactical aviation and missile forces of military groups destroyed 2 radar stations for detecting and tracking air targets P-18, 10 ammunition depots, as well as an electronic warfare station. All designated targets are hit. In the Kupianski direction, during the week, units of the Western Group of troops improved the situation along the front line in certain areas and repelled 27 attacks and counterattacks by assault groups of the 32nd, 43rd, 115th Mechanized, 57th Motorized Infantry, 25th Airborne, 95th Air Assault Brigade in the areas of the settlements of Simkovka, Ivanovka, Peskanoy, and Berestovo, Kharkov region. Enemy losses for the week amounted to over 585 military personnel, 3 tanks, 14 armored combat vehicles, 18 vehicles, 11 field artillery guns, as well as a Grad MLRS launcher. In the Krasnolymansk direction, units of the Center Group of troops, with the support of aviation and artillery fire, defeated concentrations of manpower of the 63rd, 66th Mechanized Brigades, 100th and 125th Military Defense Brigades, 5th and 13th Brigades of the National Guard Ukraine in the areas of the settlements of Chervenaya Dybrova of the Lugansk People's Republic, Torskoy, Yempolovka of the Donetsk People's Republic, as well as Serebryansky Forestry. The enemy lost up to 995 military personnel killed and wounded, 5 armored combat vehicles, 25 vehicles, and 5 field artillery guns. In the Donetsk direction, units of the Southern Group of troops, with the support of aviation and artillery fire, repelled 6 enemy attacks. Inflicted fire damage on units of the 22nd, 28th, 42nd, and 93rd Mechanized, as well as the 3rd, 5th, and 92nd Assault Brigades and the 112th Terrestrial Defense Brigade in the areas of the settlements Krasnoy, Kurdiamovka, Antonovka, Bogdanovka, Kleshchivka, and Andriivka of the Donetsk People's Republic. Enemy losses during this period amounted to more than 1,785 military personnel, 5 tanks, 20 armored combat vehicles, including 2 Bradley infantry fighting vehicles and 5 Cossack infantry fighting vehicles, 63 vehicles, as well as 14 field artillery guns. In the South Donetsk direction, units of the Vostok Group of troops repelled 7 enemy attacks. Airstrikes and artillery fire inflicted fire on Ukrainian units in the areas of the settlements of Novomykolovka, Paraskovivka, Pavlovka of the Donetsk People's Republic, and Pryetnoy of the Zaporozhye region. The losses of the Ukrainian armed forces amounted to up to 850 military personnel, 3 tanks, 11 armored combat vehicles, 22 vehicles, 15 field artillery pieces, as well as a Grad MLRS combat vehicle. In the Zaporizhia direction, units of Russian troops occupied more advantageous lines and positions and repelled the attack of the assault group of the 3rd Operational Brigade of the National Guard of Ukraine in the area of the village of Rabatino, Zaporozhye region. In addition, fire damage was caused to manpower and equipment of the 117th, 118th Mechanized, and 128th Mountain Assault Brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, as well as the 14th and 15th Brigades of the National Guard of Ukraine in the areas of the settlements of Malaya Tokmachka, Verbovo, Novoprokopovka, and Rabatino, Zaporizhzhia region. Enemy losses amounted to up to 230 military personnel, 3 tanks, 10 armored combat vehicles, 17 vehicles, and 3 field artillery guns. In the Kherson direction, the preemptive actions of Russian troops and the complex fire defeat of the enemy thwarted the attempts of Ukrainian sabotage groups to cross to the left bank of the Dnieper and to the islands. Aviation strikes and artillery fire damaged the personnel and equipment of the 35th and 38th Marine Brigades, the 121st Terrestrial Defense Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine in the areas of the settlements of Mykolovka, Tyajinka, Ivanovka, Sablakovka, and Kakharovka in the Kherson region. As a result of the actions of Russian troops, the enemy lost up to 275 military personnel killed and wounded, a tank, 21 vehicles, 15 boats, and 7 field artillery guns. Within a week, 48 Ukrainian military personnel surrendered, 35 of them in the Kupiansk direction. Aviation of the Aerospace Forces and Air Defense Systems shot down Su-27 and Su-25 aircraft, as well as the Mi-8 helicopter of the Ukrainian Air Force within a week. In addition, 35 rockets from the HIMARS and Uragan multiple launch rocket systems, 6 Neptune anti-ship missiles, 2 MALD aircraft guided missiles, and 161 unmanned aerial vehicles were destroyed. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the following have been destroyed: 567 aircraft, 265 helicopters, 10,620 unmanned aerial vehicles, 447 anti-aircraft missile systems, 14,578 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,202 combat vehicles of multiple launch rocket systems, 7,694 field artillery guns and mortars, and also 17,345 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.